Another lawmaker, another affair, another embarrassing comment or letter that Americans have to stomach somehow. The lawmaker in this case is Republican Senator John Ensign of Nevada, who allegedly sent this letter that we're going to share with you in just a little bit to his mistress, which was released by her husband. Did you follow all of that? It reads, "I used you for my own pleasure, plain and simple. It was wrong. It was sin." The Las Vegas Sun adds that mistress, Cynthia Hampton, while working for Ensign, saw her salary double during their affair, and that she allegedly got a severance of $25,000. If that alleged severance is true, that could be a possible felony violation of campaign finance laws. Glenn Thrush is a senior correspondent for Politico. Good afternoon, Glenn.
Good afternoon.
What's the significance of the alleged $25,000 severance to Cindy Hampton, not to mention the fact that he may have doubled her pay while they were having an affair?
Well, the Center for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, a watchdog group that has already filed a bunch of ethics complaints against Ensign, claims, and I'm not an expert in the law, but that the $25,000 threshold is the threshold of criminality. And they've requested that the Department of Justice get involved in doing an investigation. The executive director of that organization doesn't think it's too likely. The Justice Department hates to get involved in these political cases, but it just makes you start to realize the severity of what Ensign is accused of and its possible implications on his future.
Can you explain to us what kind of law that is? Because a lot of people would probably be wondering, look, if he wants to pay her from the money that he makes or from his own money or from money that he's got in his own collection, I guess that would be fine. Does it matter where the money comes from is I think what I'm getting to here.
Oh, that's the big deal here. You can't use your campaign finance accounts as a slush fund to use however you choose. You are allowed to make $5,000 payments out of your own pocket, but anything above that is called a contribution in kind, not to get too technical. But if you exceed that and sort of knowingly violate those rules, that then becomes a felony. So you cannot use your campaign account as a piggy bank, and we've seen a lot of other politicians get in trouble for that. I should note that just before we went on the air, Politico and I think some other outlets got a letter from Ensign's lawyer saying that Ensign in fact paid $96,000 out of his own personal account, not campaign money, to Cynthia, Doug Hampton, and their two kids as some sort of a restitution. So, you know, this story just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's more and more trouble for Ensign.
Isn't there something about her, or I'm sorry, about the senator possibly, or his office, getting a job for her son or son-in-law or somebody in the family as well? Something that would look, at the very least, not even involving criminality, like a little bit of nepotism in this case, wouldn't it?
Well, there's a political consulting firm with links to some officials in the National Republican Senatorial Committee, which until last year Ensign was running. That's the committee to get Republican senators elected.
Right.
A consulting firm that Doug Hampton was given a contract with, and one of the Hampton kids was also given a contract with. So there's a whole web of sort of entanglements. The issue here, and why this is such a serious matter now in the Capitol, is this has also ensnared Senator Tom Coburn, a really close friend of John Ensign and his roommate at this Christian Fellowship House on C Street here in Washington.
How's that?
Well, Doug Hampton claims that Tom Coburn essentially acted as a go-between to sort of arrange a restitution deal that Hampton claims would have involved paying off this huge mortgage that the Hamptons had incurred. They had a terrible...
You mean like a hush fund, like a don't say anything about this and we'll take care of you?
Our source made it very clear, a source with knowledge of this meeting that apparently took place at this fellowship house between Doug Hampton and Coburn and Ensign, described it as restitution, not hush money, to sort of pay for the senator's sins. But however you slice it, there was some real discussion of heavy money changing hands.
You know, that's amazing. Hey, listen, we're going to stay on top of this. Thanks so much for joining us and bringing us the very latest on it.